There we go. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Robert at Scott Leroy Marketing. This is our KWConnect Overview class. So this is going to be talking about the learning resource that KW International provides to all of KW agents. So this is before and on top of, it's kind of in front of and behind our resources. I know we have a couple of thousand training videos on our website and on our YouTube channels, and we've got all of our templates and everything, but this is provided actually by KW International, and it's by agents and for agents, as well as by KW International. So there's a lot of resources here in KW Connect, and I definitely encourage you to spend some time getting familiar with it. We're going to be doing a kind of top-level overview, just glancing through what is there at the top level, but then there's a lot of information in there that you can actually specifically search for and find yourself. What I hear most often that people want to find in KW Connect is listing presentations. That's the number one thing that people care to find. They don't know where to start on a listing presentation, or they want to copy something someone else has, or they want to work off of something someone else has, and that's definitely able to be found in KW Connect. And then the other thing people look for is scripts. KW International does provide scripts there in KW Connect, but it's also other agents across the country and across the world sharing their scripts and templates and everything, and their ideas and their practices and their best practices and everything here in KW Connect. It's a community of KW agents. It's not just KW International pushing out content. So let me go ahead and minimize our slideshow here. Get that out of the way. Actually, I'm just going to switch the window here. So to access KW Connect, this is going to be very much a follow along class. You're going to be following along with me, clicking things with me. We're not actually going to do anything, but I'm going to show you where everything can be found. So the first thing to do is to get logged into mykw.kw.com. And KW Connect is best accessed through MyKW. You can go directly to kwconnect.com, but that has often, at least for us, run into some issues with certain things not being available to be viewed that should be available. So the best way, best practice, is to go through mykw.kw.com. So while you guys are getting signed into MyKW, I'm going to be sending over a couple of messages in the chat window here about where to find the recording, and if you're having trouble hearing on your computer, you can definitely give a call and use the code that I sent over in the message there. And then also, this is a really, really new class. I've done this once before. We did it at the end of last month. We're going to be doing this monthly. So if there's anything that we missed, or if there's anything that's unclear, or if there's anything specific that you'd like to find in KW Connect that we don't cover, definitely shoot me a message there in the chat window. I will be monitoring that. It's right in front of me. Going to be paying attention to that. So if there's anything specifically that you'd like to see, let me know. Excuse me. So we're going to assume that everybody is logged into MyKW, and from our MyKW homepage, up in the top black menu, we'll hover over Education, and guess what? The first option here is KW Connect. So we're going to click on that. There we go. Here we are in KW Connect. This is what the homepage looks like. It's got this ticker across the top here of agents that have moved over from other brokerages, from Zeitlin, from Remax, from Pacific Union. I don't even know what Pacific Union is, but these are really, really high producers that have come over to KW because of things like KW Connect and all the education, and then all the technology tools that KW provides to agents. So this is just a great way to keep track of, hey, KW is winning. KW is the #1 real estate company in the country by agent count and volume and units closed. You guys broke that record in January, so well done, good job. Very proud of you guys. And this is one of the tools that was used to do that, is this KW Connect learning resource. Down at the bottom of the page here, you see this pop-up that says using cookies and blah, blah, blah. You just go ahead and accept that. The European Union just passed some laws in the last couple of months where all websites have to, every time someone visits the site, give them the opportunity to accept the cookies. So if they have clients that could be viewing it in Europe. So we're going to have to accept cookies, it looks like twice. It looks like those might be third-party cookies. So go ahead and accept those cookies just so that we can clear those out of the way and we can get a better view of the home page. In this class, we're going to be roughly going across this top menu from left to right, except for one big exception. We're going to cover this first. I do tend to get a little bit squirrely and go after shiny objects. So if I start covering something else before we, or after we cover the home page, before we cover the profile up here, definitely yell at me in the chat window there. Say, hey, Robert, the profile, because that's really important. Here on the home page, we've got in the top left the KWConnect logo. So as you're working through KWConnect, you're looking for stuff, you're finding really cool stuff, and you get down a rabbit trail and you're like, where on earth am I? How did I end up here? You can click on the KWConnect logo just to go back here to the home page and start fresh. Really easy to do. Under that, or to the right of that, we've got our menu here, and that's what we're going to be covering in the rest of the class. We'll go over each of those sections individually, and then we've got the profile on the right. This is the referrals profile, and I did go over a little bit about how to edit this in our referrals class last week. And if you guys missed that class, that's also available at slmtraining.com. We went over the new Kelly app and how to use that for referrals and how to use the referral system in KWConnect. So we're going to skip most of that, but we are going to go over the profile itself right here. Excuse me, I'm having some allergy issues. Scrolling down the page just a little bit, we've got some essentially banner ads from KW International. This is content that they think is really great and I think you ought to see. So looks like there's a, let's just start at the beginning here. There's a class, a free live stream from this Sarita Dua who's talking about growing your SOI. Got this class from earning more, or about earning more media coverage, a MAPS class. It looks like it's a free webinar. This month at Keller Williams, looks like there's a video that they put out monthly for the stats that KW is doing, and then also the latest in labs. It looks like they have a class on June 29th, or a video on June 29th, talking about the newest developments in the KW command and all of those new systems there, which not everybody has access to. I was actually watching one of those videos just a little bit ago. There are about 180,000 KW associates. Only about 1,200 of them have access to the KW lab system. So, they're taking basically a representative population of agents and saying, okay, these agents are, you know, they're producing, they're in the business, they're doing things. They would know what agents need out of the labs and out of the KW command system. So we're going to get their feedback as we're building this. And they are still actively building this, is what they've been saying in their videos. Like they're updating it every day. You log in one day and you'll see this feature, and then the next day it'll be a little bit different. And then the next day it'll be more polished and things like that. So if you're in labs, by the way, if you do have access to KW Command and the new calendar system and the new contacts and everything, we definitely want to hear from you. We're actually not allowed in labs because, again, we're not agents, we're not producing. Our feedback wouldn't be valuable to them, so they haven't allowed us into that. So if you do have access to labs, just shoot us an email at support@scottleroymarketing.com. We'd love to talk to you about what that looks like, how it's working for you, how it compares to things you're already using. Definitely want to hear about that. Moving down the page here, what they're going to show here is showcasing some popular videos. It looks like these are going to be probably the most recent videos. I don't know that they're from anybody in particular. I do see there's a lot of stuff. There's something from Diana Kokoska, KW Technology. I do see KWYP. I do see, let's see, more from Diana. But I don't know that necessarily that these are going to be necessarily popular users. It might be. It might be people that have a lot of subscribers and people watching their videos and views and everything. I don't know exactly how this ranks these, but these are going to be the newest videos that meet whatever criteria that they decide to put on the homepage here. So probably want to check those out. It looks like they had a Power Up class on June 27th at KWRI. 5 minutes in the morning can change something or other. So if you want to check out the featured videos there on the homepage, definitely welcome to do that. You can also check out featured audio. And this is going to be mostly from KW International. Most agents aren't going to be uploading just audio files. They're going to be doing full videos. So this is mostly going to be from KW. You can also check out the latest featured files. And these are going to be, let's see, our team's 4 keys to client success. So there's this team. Looks like they're pretty successful. So they're sharing their secrets for how to be successful. That's one of my favorite things about KW is the agents aren't like, no, these are my secrets. You can't have them. I'm going to build my business and I don't care about your business. KW agents are definitely all about sharing and building other people's businesses because it helps their business and it helps the Market Center and it helps KW International. And it's just a great company. Really like it. Let's see, July 2018 training calendar. It looks like it's specifically for one Market Center. Mega camp for recruiting. Somebody uploaded their headshot. Not sure why they're doing that there. Let's see, preparing for 2036. It looks like this guy's planning way far ahead. So he's got some tips and stuff for planning way in the future, it looks like. And then lastly, you can switch over here to links. and what's the median home value in such and such. So this is links to things that are outside of KW Connect, maybe from something they saw on LinkedIn or something on Active Rain or Zillow or Realtor.com, whatever. Wow, these are some interesting links here. So you can check those out also. Under that section, we've got this section for upcoming courses. And it looks like there's a lot of Ignite about to start in a lot of market centers. So that's great. Market centers should be doing a lot of Ignite. That's definitely where you want to get started as a new agent, because that's designed to boost your career into overdrive, get you closings faster than the industry average. Industry average is roughly 90 days from when you join a brokerage to when you can, when you have your first closing. That's the average. That means some people take a lot longer than 90 days to get their first closing. Ignite is designed to get your first closing way shorter than 90 days, if at all possible, if you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing, that you're learning in Ignite. And then under that, it looks like things that people are searching for. We've got a list over here, recommendations for what to look at. And this may be based on your viewing history. We've got the Red Report. We've got Vision 2018, State of the Company, John Davis goal setting. This may be based on things that you've watched in the past, or it might be the same for everybody and they're just pushing KW content. Who knows? Not seeing any questions yet, so it sounds like I'm doing an okay job. So that's the home page, and I have remembered that we are going to profile next. After we do the profile, then we'll go across the top menu. So up here in the top right, you've got this little, it's either your picture or it's going to be your initials here. If you hover over that, you've got this little menu that drops down. You've got your profile, which we're going to look at next. If you've got notifications for maybe new followers and new comments on your content, that's going to show up there. Community here is going to be different groups within KW Connect that you're a part of, say, Global Property Specialist or Certified International Property Specialist. Wait, I think that's outside of KW. Or young professionals or commercial or luxury or farm and ranch, something like that. They've got different communities inside KW Connect, maybe maps coaching, and that content will be in there. This is help for how to use KW Connect, and then you can also log out of KW Connect. Before we go to the profile, I do want to point out this big blue button right here. This is where you as an agent can share your content. So you can upload all of these types of things to KW Connect to share with other agents. If you've got a great listing tour video that you want to share with other agents, or you've got, you were in your car and you had this great idea and you wanted to share it with people, and so you just recorded yourself, you can share that there. I know a lot of agents that do that. They do their best thinking when they're driving. If you've got a listing presentation or a really killer, I don't know, some kind of template that you want to share with other agents, you can upload that as well using this upload button up in the top right. We're going to go ahead and hover over our picture or our initials here and go to our profile. There we go. This is loading much faster than the first time I did this class. So this is your public profile, well, public. This is your internal KW referral network search public profile. So only KW agents are going to be seeing this. Nobody outside the company, no clients, whatever. This is just for other agents when they're looking for a referral, gives them an overview of what this agent looks like, where they're working, what they've done, shows some of their stats, what their service area is, their bio, all of that stuff. So this is for if you're looking for an agent to send a referral to out of state or something like that, and you're looking for somebody that has, a minimum of 5 closed listings in the last year. You would scroll down, look at those stats right here, listings sold right here. Scott would not be oh, look at that. That's something I didn't notice last time. You can click and drag these and scroll. Did not know that. So Scott is not a good candidate for somebody that's looking for a referral agent that's had 5 closed listings in the last year, because Scott hasn't closed any. So you would maybe want to move on and find somebody that has had 5 closed listings in the last year, something like that. Across the top here, you can see the content that they've uploaded. You can see the playlist that they put together of content that other people have uploaded. Activity feed is like comments and uploaded files and adding things to playlist, everything that they've done together. Community is memberships of groups that they're a member of. It looks like he's got connections, referrals, followers, a lot of people following Scott there. Events that he has created, or he's going to be a teacher of. Looks like we're teaching some stuff. I don't know. Reports. This reports section is actually something that you're going to see on your own profile if you're Market Center leadership. If you're not a member of Market Center leadership, these profiles, reports aren't really going to be working for you. And then achievements is to do with the content that you've uploaded to KW Connect here. You can scroll through those and learn more about that. That's less what we're going to be covering in this class. To edit the information that shows on this profile, I'm going to go back to my About Me here. You guessed it, it's this big red Edit My Profile link right here. So you can edit your bio, you can edit your contact information, you can edit what stats show on your profile here. You can't really edit your service area or your memberships though, those come from other places. But we're going to click on Edit My Profile here to see what that looks like. So on the profile, starting at the top, we've got this update button. That very same button is down here at the very bottom. So if you're closer to the bottom than the top, you can just scroll down to click update rather than up. You can upload your picture. That was that picture that shows up here in the top right and then over on the left side of the profile. And then for this banner image, this has very, 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 very specific dimensions that it has to be. The picture can be any dimensions, whatever, you just upload it and it's going to crop it to fit in that circle automatically. So if your forehead gets cut off, it's only showing you like with a monobrow and you look like a Neanderthal, you're actually going to have to crop your picture to where your nose is in the middle of the picture in order for it not to cut off the top of your head. Anyway, so for the banner image, though, these have to be exactly, and write this down, and I'm going to send it to you guys in the chat window too. Banner images must be exactly 1920 pixels wide by 313 pixels tall. Exactly. It can't be 1921 by 313. It can't be 1920 by 314. It has to be exactly 1920 by 313. Not sure why the system is so restrictive there. I know on a lot of other systems, if it's a little too big, it'll just crop it down a little bit, or if it's a little too small, it'll blow it up. So apparently the system is really restrictive, and it has to be exactly those dimensions. And we do have videos on how to update that, I believe. So if you have questions about that, just shoot us an email at support@scottleroymarketing.com. Remember that only other KW agents are seeing this profile. So this is not something that you're really worried about clients seeing. It's what other agents are going to see. Okay, email, self-explanatory, phone and mobile. I'm guessing that this is meant to be office phone and then cell phone. Service area, oh, it looks like you can update the service area. Yeah, you can change that. You can update your bio here. Remember, this is for KW agents to see. So this may you may want to make this a little different than your public bio on your websites and on your white pages profile. This is maybe something you want to try to sell yourself to other agents. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, LinkedIn. And this does need the full http:// blah, 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 the whole link. It doesn't just need the part after the slash like most other places. Google Plus link, tags that you can be found for, things that you actually work in, actually specialize in. If you're, a buyer specialist, you probably don't want to put in listings taken in this section because you're a buyer specialist. So be honest here in these custom tags so that you can, your content can be found for the right things. And then for primary market center here, this is only if you're a member of multiple market centers. If you're just a member of one market center, it's only going to show one in this list. But if you work in multiple market centers, we know a lot of agents that somehow, for some reason, they work in both Florida and New York. That's the most common combination that we see. Don't know why those are two states that people like to get licensed in and practice in, but for some reason they work in both. And so if one of those market centers is the one that you work out of most, you want to do the most business in, you would choose that one in this drop down. You've got your email update frequency settings here. That's for people adding you to their referral network. That's for people following you for your content. That's for people commenting on your content that you upload to KWConnect. You can do that automatically as soon as it happens, each day or each week. There's not a way to turn off these email notifications here. And then down here, we've got this section for which stats do you want to show on your profile. Do you want to show your team name? Do you want to show which communities you're a member of? Commercial, luxury, farm and ranch, whatever. Do you want to show your number of closed units? That's both buy and sell. Do you want to show buy closed units? Do you want to show time with KW? So if you're like a more senior agent, you've been with KW forever and you're really successful and KW is working for you, that may be something that's important to show on your profile, which wasn't available in the old white pages search. Specializations, where does that even come from? I don't know. We'll have to do more poking around. Languages, I'm not sure where that comes from either. I feel like these used to come from the White Pages profile, but they have disabled where that shows now, so I'm not sure where that's getting that information. Listings sold, leases closed, or time in real estate. So that's not just time at KW, that's time in real estate in general. And then you would just click Update to save any of the changes that you made, and that would show here on my profile. I need some water, guys. I don't know how teachers do it all day. My mouth gets all cottony. Okay, so that's it for the profile. Do we have any questions on that section? I'm going to hang out for just a second while we wait for questions. Next, we're going to be going across the top menu, just starting from left, going to right. Some things we're going to spend more time on than others, things that are more, common and more searched for, and things that we get the most questions about versus others. The first one that we're going to not spend very much time on here is the membership section. That's very similar. I think it's essentially the same as the community, the groups that you're a member of. Memberships is, again, GPS, commercial, luxury, farm and ranch, young professionals, whatever. And you can explore those memberships to join them. There we go, luxury, international, land, commercial. And if you want to join those communities, I believe you have to, how to join, where did it go? There it is. How to join. Download the application. So it looks like you have to submit an application. There is a fee for, where am I again? Commercial. So the fees may be different for each group, whatever, but once you're approved and you actually join that community, it should automatically be applied here in KWConnect, and that would be found here under My Memberships. Calendar, we are going to spend a good bit of time on. This calendar is actually pretty neat. It feeds itself from every Market Center's Market Center intranet calendar. You can add, what are they called? Events and classes directly to this calendar, but it will automatically grab them from the Market Center intranet calendar as well. And that's the preferred way to do that. You add your event to the intranet calendar so that your agents can access it and subscribe to it on their Google Calendar or whatever, and then it automatically comes over here to the KWConnect calendar. Now you can't subscribe, as far as we know currently, to this KWConnect calendar. The only calendar you can subscribe to is the one on the Market Center intranet. So if any Market Center leadership are watching this and you're wondering which calendar do I put my events on, do them on the Market Center intranet so that they automatically come over here and your agents can subscribe. So this calendar, we're just going to start right here at Advanced Filter, this little red link that's kind of unobtrusive, but it's actually really important. This is where you can choose which events do you want to see on your calendar as you're looking at it here. We're going to start at the left here. This is KWRI Learning Center. This is events that are going on in Austin at KW International on Mopac Expressway. This is like Quantum Leap or what is it? Win with Buyers, Win with Sellers, things like that. What's another big one? Gosh, Bold, whatever they're hosting at KW International. You can see those events if you check this box. In this box, this is my region. This is events that are being held by your region themselves. So like, what's it called? I think when I was in Pensacola and I was on Market Center Leadership, they had, I think it was a biannual every 6 months, they had a regional leadership meeting. That would be in this section here. If your region is hosting a class, or if they're hosting somebody to come in and teach, like Scott maybe, or me, I definitely do go to teach, not as often as Scott, but I can teach. And then all regional events. That means events hosted by your region and hosted by market centers in the region. So you've got the region group body people thing, and then you've got the market centers themselves. The region is separate from the individual market centers. So this would be showing events at those market centers as well. Self-explanatory here, My Market Center. All market center events. This is going to show events from across all of KW everywhere. All classes that are shown in any market center. And then you've got this filter by owner. That means, is it all events, events posted by anybody, or just events that you posted and you're in charge of? This is the one that you're going to use most often. This may be selected by default, but you do want to switch it over to all events. And you can also filter by event type. Is it a class? Is it an ALC meeting? Is it a team meeting? Is it a leadership consultation? Not sure what that is. Is it a live stream, an online class, something like we're doing here? Or is it other that somebody else has chosen as they added the the event to the calendar? We're going to go ahead and check everything just so that we can see all of the events. And then you can search for specific terms here. So you could search for like Ignite. You could search for Win with Sellers. Why is that not coming up? guess maybe nobody's hosting it. Here's some more options here: CGI, Bold, Drive, ESO, FSO, Growth Through Value. So these are some KWU classes or things like that that you can search for. We're going to search for a CGI class. That's what we're going to look for at all market centers. And we're going to search for whether it's an online or an in-person event. We'll just do both of them. So we'll apply filter. And this is showing me CGI events that are going on in every market center everywhere. So let's look at, you see here on, what day is this? What month is this? Okay, so this is still June. So back on the 11th, there were 30 CGI events on Monday. And it looks like they were all something to do with the call or content. Well, these are miscategorized, a lot of them, unfortunately. But there were 30 events that matched that CGI description on the calendar across all market centers on Monday the 11th. And there were 34 of them technically. So you can see things that are going on at all market centers. So if you're interested in, a specific class that your market center isn't going to be hosting for a while, and you just want to see, okay, maybe it's, a couple hours drive over. I really want to go to expansion systems orientation, or I really want to go to win with buyers or win with sellers, or I want to see how an ALC meeting is handled at a different market center. This is a great way to do that. You would check out probably those all regional events, or say if your region isn't hosting anything anytime soon, you can check outside the region by checking all market center events. So this is a really neat tool here. This report section here is, again, mostly for market center leadership. This is tracking who has been to trainings in the market center. So we're just going to ignore that there. That's mostly for leadership. But if you are leadership, actually, you know what, we shouldn't ignore that because there might be leadership on this class. So if you are a member of leadership, you can check on reports. So you can see reports for the region, people that have attended the calendar events, what the region has uploaded, and then, okay, so this looks like it's just events that the region has added and uploaded. Popular uploads between this time and this time. Is that just your uploads? That's not clear. Let's see. Between the 26th and 27th, let's see what's there. No data found. Okay, so this looks like it's your uploads, seeing what's popular between such date and such date. And then market center training tracking. If you're a member of market center leadership, Heartland Greater, whatever, choose your market center. You choose the type that you're looking for, which region you're a member of, which market center you're looking to see reports for, and then the date range for the reports. Let's do all of June. Wait, there we go, June. June up to today, tracking for people that have attended all of these things. And this is only tracked by people that have found an event on the calendar and signed up for it on the calendar here in KWConnect. It doesn't track the Market Center Intranet calendar stuff. And we want to see who went to Ignite for that time period. There we go. It looks like in the Little Rock Market Center, a total of 282 agents. 0 agents went to, or said on the calendar here, that they went to Ignite here in the calendar. So let's go back to the calendar to see what that looks like here. Let's search for, oh, it's already brought it back up. So let me search for Ignite. There we go. We've got an Ignite class right here. So this means that nobody clicked on this red button on the calendar. That's why the report showed that there were no agents that went to Ignite in Little Rock over the last month. There probably were agents that went to Ignite in Little Rock over the last month. I really hope there were, but none of them clicked on this red button here in this calendar. This is a fairly underused feature right now. There we go, attending. And if I click that box again, that makes me unattending. So what was I saying there? So it's a fairly underused feature. If you want to learn more about that, definitely reach out to KW International. That may be something that you want to implement in your market center to keep track of who is going to training. And you can only track that if each agent who went to the training clicks that button right there. Okay, resources. There's a lot of stuff here under resources. By the way, pausing real quick for questions. Just want to make sure if you have questions, let me just pop up the chat box for people that came in late. There we go, and that should pop up across the top of your screen just left of center with the little speech bubble thing. There should be some moving lines in there now showing you that you have a message from me. Okay, So under resources here, what we're going to focus most on is KWU, but we are going to glance at all the rest of the things here. Just start at the top. Culture here is how KW agents and KW International and market centers and whatever interact with people, whether it's their own people, whether it's people in the community, whether it's worldwide, whether it's relief for like Katrina or, well, that was a long time ago, Harvey, or the wildfires in California, or overseas. There was, I feel like I heard about a big earthquake somewhere recently. Mexico City, the earthquake there. So this is how KW interacts with people. And if you check over here on the left, the IALC and PG manual, this is where you can get all the information for how KW associates are supposed to act toward people, whether it's each other or anybody outside the company. Definitely check that out. You can also get more information about profit share, what KW Cares is, what the family fund is, what wellness is. Wellness is a marketplace where you can buy insurance, by the way. What is culture? This is going to have a lot of stuff from Mo, and I have forgotten her last name. This is probably going to have a video from her. Mo is the culture leader for KW International. So she is very much an influencer of how KW associates are supposed to interact with people. It's where the Y4C2Ts comes from, basically. Okay, resources, we've got events here. This is the big events from KW International. So Family Reunion, Mega Camp, Luxury Resort, Red Day. You can learn more about all of those events there. Industry, this is how KW International is performing or relating to the industry. So do not call, flood insurance program, upstream, fair housing. I do want to point out in particular right here, this do not call right here, this is just a quick link to get into the do not call registry so that you can see who you're not supposed to call. You can just click on this button right here and log into your do not call account. Now you do have to have separately a do not call account that you can sign into. This is not providing you with an account. Your market center may have an account that you can sign into. You may do that separately yourself. I believe it is a paid membership, but I don't think it's very much. You would want to contact Do Not Call specifically about that. And they do want to point out very big right here, for each call that you make to someone on the Do Not Call registry, you could be fined up to almost $47,000 for each and every call. So if you call 2 people that are on the Do Not Call registry and they file a complaint, you could be fined almost $90,000. Over 90,000. No, that's not quite. Sorry, almost 41,000. So almost $82,000. So definitely check out your Do Not Call. Just wanted to point that out. Keller Mortgage here. This is a new offering from KW International. They still have the partnership with Movement. That's still a big deal. But Keller Williams International is also offering some mortgage solutions to select market centers. It's only in certain regions right now. And if you are in a market center that offers Keller Mortgage and say maybe your neighboring market center doesn't, that is a point of leverage. That's a great way to market yourself, saying that, you know, I have a tool that not every market center has. It will be available in all market centers eventually, but right now it's just in a rollout process. KWU, this is where we're going to spend maybe not much time, but this is something I want to make sure to cover. So KWU is Keller Williams University. This is where you get all of the official classes from KW International, like Shift, Ignite, let's see, Lunch and Learns, interviews. Well, I guess it's not listing them so much here, but we're going to click on courses right here, of which Ignite is the biggest, most popular, most, what I think the most important. You want to get started with Ignite immediately. But if you click on courses here, this is going to list all of the KWU courses. There we go. So these are listed alphabetically by default. You can sort those differently by highest rated, most popular. I bet if I click on most popular, there we go, Ignite's at the top of the list. So this is where you can find the resources for all of these classes that KW International puts out that your market center or your region or somebody else may be hosting. And there's a lot of the classes here. So it looks like there's several dozen. So if you're a new agent and you're in Ignite and you're trying to find your materials, this is where you find that by clicking on Ignite right here. If you're in bold, let me sort this alphabetically again. Bold, 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 bold. I guess bold isn't in this list. They have separate materials somewhere. I think it's going to be under Maps Coaching. We'll go there next. But if you're a new agent, you're in Ignite, you're trying to find your materials, this is where you would find those. We're going to click on this right here. This is an overview of what the class is. Here's student resources. You can download all of your materials, your scripts, your manuals, your workbooks, your worksheets, homework. It's not really homework. What do they call it? Oh, I forgot the term. It's been a long time since I was teaching Ignite. Missions, that's what they're called. So you do a mission before each class so that you can talk about it during that class. So this is where you can find all of that information. And this is going to be the most up-to-date stuff. They update these links as they update them from KW International. You don't have to purchase printed materials from either your market center or from ordering them online. Mission days are linked in the mission downloads. So videos that students watch during the mission days. So links to the videos that you're supposed to watch during the mission are in the actual mission download. That's just the PDF. You click the link and there's the videos there. Where was I? Coming back to KWU or Ignite. Just come back to Ignite. You can also find those same materials here. They're not nearly as well organized. It's just listing them all. So if you're looking for materials for Canada, say you're not in the States, you're in Canada, you can find those there. We've got, I believe I saw some FR, there we go, French Canadian right here. Those probably aren't going to be so much linked in the student resources button there, but you can also find them right here. Now, if you click on this link for print course materials, that's where you can order a printed book of all these course materials from Office Depot, and I believe it's like $40, something like that. E-learning right here is where you're going to find the videos, right? Let me look here. Power Session 1, Ignite Your Business. No, this is a little bit misleading. You're not going to be able to find the videos here, but it's going to give you an overview of what that power session is. And then reviews, this is about what people finding the recordings of the Ignite session there. So this is people seeing what they think about Ignite or whatever class. Okay, dropping down here to MAPS coaching. By the way, if I was anything unclear there, like I said, this is a new-ish class. This is only the second time we've done it. So if I missed anything or if there's anything I didn't cover, definitely let me know. MAPS coaching right here. So you can sign up for different levels of MAPS coaching. There we go. There's our bold resources. That's where you can sign up, get jump started in there. It's a 7-week journey into unbelievable production. Theoretically, if you're a new agent, your idea is to get into Ignite, get all of your stuff taken care of, do everything that you're supposed to, get yourself into production. And Ignite is designed to get you to capping, to where you've got your company dollar and your royalty fee paid to KW International and to your market center, and then from there you're taking home 100% of your commission until your next anniversary. Once you've got that taken care of and you're capping excuse me, at least 1 year, from there you want to jump into bold pretty immediately so that you can build your business to the next level, which I'm not sure what the next level is. It's going to be different for each agent, where you want to go, how much production you want to do, how much income you want to have, but bold is designed to get you to that next level. And then once you've reached the level that you wanted to with bold, then you want to get into actual coaching. There's groups coaching, which is you're on a conference call with other agents with a coach. There's mastery coaching, where it's one-on-one coaching with a mastery coach. And then from there, once you've got your business built up, it's bringing you income on a regular basis, and you're not necessarily dipping your finger into each and every aspect of your business. You've got, admins, you've got listing specialists, you've got buyer specialists that are performing most of the work for you in your, basically it's your company. Then you want to look into expansion. Actually, no, a little bit before that, you want to look into mega camp and masterminds, just to get together with other high producing agents and talk about building your business even further. And once your business has reached a spot where you're like, okay, I want to step back and I want to be, managing a team or several teams, then you get into, I realized I scooted away from my microphone. You want to get into expansion, where you're building teams in multiple service areas. So that's MAPS coaching. If you want to learn more about that, you can click on any of these topics here and you can get into any of those services. Marketing. Let's see what's under marketing. I don't remember from last time. Hey, a listing presentation template. Look at that. Red Label Clothing. This is clothing that talks about different KW culture things and the Y4C2Ts and the way we operate. Outfront Magazine, this is the monthly magazine from KW International, talking about the company and real estate and in general and all of that. Press release templates, so say you just switched over to KW and you'd like to announce that, or you've got an event coming up, or you got an award that's really important and you want to announce that, definitely check out those press release templates. Social media ideas and tools there. Leadership toolbox. This is for like team leaders and MCAs to build recruiting and retention strategies. Logos and branding. Business basics, so like stationery and whatnot. So this is a great place to find those types of things. Let's look at this listing presentation template right here. This is a download here, and let me see what type of file it is. It looks like I have to actually download it to see. It is a PowerPoint. So when we open this up, it's going to take a minute to download. Okay, it's downloaded. It's a big PowerPoint. Bring this up here. There's instructions there, listing presentation. You can customize this with your picture, your content, your client's name, all of that fun stuff, your stats or your market center stats or KW International stats. Definitely work with this PowerPoint, and then you just print it out. So you can do front to back, staple it together, whatever, and you can provide that to your listing prospect. And there we go. We've got notes down here that let you know, hey, pay attention to this and customize it. So that's a great listing presentation from KW International. There are other listing presentations that you can find in KWConnect, and I guess this is a good time to go do that. We're going to click on our little magnifying glass up here to use the search feature of the site, and it's going to pop out the search button. It's also available on the home page, or excuse me, search box. It's also available on the home page right here. Search for courses, videos, users, and more. So I'm going to search for listing presentation. There we go. Win with Sellers is a course that covers how to work with listing presentations. Listing presentation template from 2018. Designed to, this is uploaded by Christy Tatum Jansen. Let's see what she did. Oh, it looks like this is the same one that we just looked at. So this is the one from KW International. Listing presentation piece ready for you. More listings taken. There you go. So this is uploaded by Allison Hughes, La Quinta, Lore. This is a piece for listing presentation. Another listing presentation template, so be your local expert. Lots of fun stuff. Customizing your KW listing presentation. That's going to be from KW International. Editing presentation in Google Slides. Lots of fun stuff for a listing presentation in the search here. Let's search for objection handlers. So it looks like Paul Campanaro has aggressive lead follow-up plans. So it looks like he talks about objection handlers in there. Listing Mastery, that's a video from, what's that called? It looks like he's actually a MAPS coach. He's a mastery coach. So you maybe want to listen to what he says. He's coaching other agents on how to build their business. And he's been vetted and approved and all that. Kelly, download, activate, use. So apparently Kelly does have scripts. That's right. So you can find some scripts inside Kelly. Say, hey, Kelly, show me, what are they called? Objection handlers. Show me scripts, things like that. Bold law. Logic makes them think. Emotions make them act. This is from that same mastery coach. Wow, this guy has a lot of stuff. Got some stuff from Danica Kozka, Power Up for January 29th, talking about scripts. So a lot of cool stuff there in the search. And then you're not just searching videos. It's showing all content types right here. So it's got videos. It's showing a file that you can download here. But you can also filter that by just videos, just audio, just documents, just links, just courses. Let's see what courses mention objection handlers. It looks like there aren't any courses that have that tag specifically. But if there's something that you want to look for, just search for it in that search bar. It's up here at the top. It's on the home page. It's here on the search page. I'm going to hide that. Okay, dropping back down, resources. MCAs, if you're an MCA in a market center, this is resources for you. Latest news and information for MCAs, lead with insights and tips from top MCAs. I'm going to be honest, I'm not going to be familiar with this information. I never was an MCA, but if you are an MCA, this probably is going to be valuable to you. Action items for the CGI and the growth initiative, and listing and productivity tools. Dashboard to the most frequently used KW technology. So you can share that with agents. Software. What is here in software? It's probably stuff about like Win More and the Account Edge. Yeah, Account Edge. Things like that. So if you're an MCA, definitely check out that page there. Technology here. This one is showing current and preview KW technology. The Keller Cloud, not out just yet. They're working on it. That's what I was talking about earlier with the labs. Some agents have access to some of the cloud tools, but it's still very much in production. They're still working on it to provide to the wider associate public in KW. So if you want to learn more about those tools, you would click on that. So what we've got here, our chance to redefine our industry starts right now. So there's Kelly, that app that's available right now. There's referrals, that's, that system that's in KWConnect right here. Command is that new CRM that they're working on. KWConnect, which we're in right now, that's the comprehensive education and training platform. There we go. Technology portfolio, suite of technology solutions. KW Video, KWLS, websites, mobile app, CGI, all of that fun stuff. And then Lead Accelerator. This is kind of a new one for me. Oh, that's right. I was just watching a video about this. There is a platform within KW Command where you can post ads to the big social media providers, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Google Ads, things like that. Data rights pledge. Who's plugging in? So yeah, if you want to sign up for labs, there's an option right there. And this is the people, the leadership working on Keller Cloud. There are lots of developers working under these guys, but these are the guys that are kind of the faces of Keller Cloud. Dropping down here to leverage. This is where leverage in KW essentially means hiring. Leverage means having other people do the work for you that you are not wanting to focus on. So you as an agent, you as a producer, you as a team leader, your number one goal, your big rock basically from, oh gosh, I forgot the name of that book. I can't remember the name of it, gosh. I've got the book around here somewhere. Anyway, your one thing, there we go. Your one thing, your big rock is production. You want to get in front of clients. So the less time you spend filling out paperwork, the less time you spend chasing down commission checks, the less time you spend with all that other stuff, that's called leverage so that you can focus on actually building your business. And that's what you do here with this. You're working on hiring people to build your business and help it run efficiently so that you can focus on what's most important to you as the rainmaker. And then profit share here. This is how KW rewards agents for building the company. Profit share is, if you haven't heard about this, profit share is you're a KW associate. Say you talked to somebody about KW and they decided to sign on with KW, whether they're a brand new agent or they're coming over from your previous company or from a company that you haven't worked with, but you've worked with this agent in the past. And you're telling them about how KW is great. It offers all this training, all these resources, all this technology, and they decide, hey, I'm going to come to KW. If that person names you as their sponsor, anytime that they contribute to their market center, whether it's your market center or not, whether they join a different market center, anytime that they contribute to their market center's profit, you get a portion of that. And this goes over more about what that looks like. The 7 levels of your growth, your profit share tree, growing that, building that, all of that. I don't know the name of the agent or the leadership lady. I forget her name, but she makes over $1 million a year just in profit share. Profit share is actually set up so that potentially, I don't know that it's happened yet, but potentially through growing your own profit share tree, through setting up expansion teams, through opening market centers, potentially an individual agent or a market center owner or an OP or a regional OP or something like that could make more money themselves than KW International does, than the whole international conglomerate does, because they collect, their $3,000 royalty from each agent, and that's it. That's the only income that they have. You, through profit share and building market centers and things like that, could potentially make more money than that because you've got agents under you that are producing and contributing to profit. So if you want to learn more about that, definitely check out all the stuff on this page. That's it for resources. Over here on Ask Agents, this is essentially a forum for agents to ask each other, I've got this issue, or how do I do this, or there we go, family member, investor looking for an agent, all that fun stuff. KPA job descriptions, somebody had a question about that. Let's look at that. There are no answers for this just yet. Where is the link to the KPA job descriptions? I don't have that answer right now. It's probably somewhere here in KWConnect, but I don't have time to look for it. But if you do have that answer, you can post a reply and say, hey, it's right here. Here's the link. It looks like there's a lot of in search of referrals. Lots of referrals. There we go. Best open house. Let's look at one that's not a referral. What days and times do you find to be the most successful for open houses? And then James Leong here says, in our area, we find that open houses during the week, during the time school lets out, are not bad. And then Saturday and Sunday open houses are okay. A lot depends on how you conduct your open house. Do you have at least 8 signups? Are you advertising on Facebook and social media platforms? So there's a lot of information, ways to contact other agents about questions that you may have here in the Ask Agents. It's a forum. Ask Kelly right here. You're not actually doing anything with Kelly on this page. This is just telling you about Kelly, and you would just need to go download her and get into working with Kelly. What am I talking about right here? We do have that class. I just did that class last week actually about how to use Kelly. Right now, the only thing that Kelly can do, unless you're a labs participant, is work with the referral network. So we talk about how to do that. We don't have access to labs, like I said, so I can't show you anything above that. But we do show you how to work with referrals in Kelly. So definitely check out that class. Recorded it. It's up there last week at slmtraining.com. My referrals, this is that same referral section that I was talking about just a second ago. What you can do on Kelly on your phone, you can also do here in KWConnect. And you'll notice that we have changed addresses. We're actually not in the main KWConnect system anymore. We're in referrals.kwconnect.com. So this is a separate section, and this is where you can search for an agent to send a referral to. You can build your own referral network of hand-picked people that you do want to continue to do referral business with. This is not a social network. This is a business tool. So you don't need to be adding everybody in your market center or everybody in your region or everybody you can think of. This is actually people that you think or want to do referral business with. So if you were to search for me, Robert Greenstreet, and try to add me to your referral network, I'm going to reject that. I'm not an agent. I don't work with referrals. Don't add me to your referral network. So that you don't get rejected. And if you try to add somebody to your referral network and they reject your request, that just means that they don't think they would actually do business with you. Don't be offended by that. Maybe you're not in an area that they're going to be sending referral people to. Maybe you're they have never met you and they're like, who is this person? So don't be offended if someone rejects your referral request. And don't accept every referral request that you receive. If you've never heard of somebody, you don't know anything about them, and you're not likely to do business with them, no reason to add them to your referral network. And that's all we're going to cover for the referral section right here. We do have that separate class on how to use that. Definitely check it out, slmtraining.com. We just did that last week. And then jumping over here to growth. This is going to take us back to KWConnect. It's not the separate referral section. Growth is, there's a couple of different growth sections in KW. There's the growth initiative, which is for leadership to take care of. That's for growing KW, growing your market center, retention, and recruiting. If you're market center leadership, this is where you can find those tools for building the market center, that gross and net and everything. Over here, we've got the career growth initiative, and this we don't really have a whole bunch of information on because it requires some interaction from the market center, requires a class code, so we can't actually show you what so much is in the CGI. But this is for agents that's built on the growth initiative. So I forget what year it was. I feel like it was like 2006, 2007, something like that. I mean, maybe it was more recent than that. Maybe it was 2013. I have a little bit of dyscalculus, so 7 and 3, because they're equidistant from 10 and 0. They mess up in my head. Anyway, the growth initiative was instituted several years ago for market center leadership to build their market centers and build the company. And it had tools together with the team leaders and MCAs and ATLs and things like that for bringing agents into the company and keeping them in the company. It has some spreadsheets for the pipeline. It has scripts. It has requirements, and they translated this proven method for growing KW to the #1 real estate company in the country in agent count and units and volume. They translated that for agents to use to grow their own businesses rather than growing the market center. So they've got a pipeline tool for buyers and sellers. They've got some listing presentations. They've got some stats that you can use from KW International. There's a lot of tools there in the CGI, the Career Growth Initiative, to help you build your business. And I'm going to be frank with you guys, I feel like this is a very underutilized tool. This is probably the coolest thing that's come out of KW International since sliced bread. This was instituted I was in Pensacola in 2016, 15 or 16, as a translation of the Growth Initiative, and we did not have near as much adoption as we should have. based on all the time that I spent looking at all of these tools, this is a great way to build your business. So get with your market center leadership about getting into the CGI and building your business, because if you do all the things through Ignite, through Bold, through the CGI that you're supposed to be doing, your business will grow. You'll have more income to spend on your life. And that's what the CGI core principle is: building your business so that you can have a life worth living. You know those three tenets: business worth owning, careers worth having, and lives worth living. This is building a business worth owning so that you can have a career worth having and live a life worth living. That's what the CGI is about. And then this is also about stepping into leadership opportunities. So if you want to become market center leadership, a team leader, MCA, things like that, you can jump over to these links right here. Sorry, I got a little bit emotional about the CGI. It really is an amazing tool. Definitely check that out. Okay, back to our KWConnect homepage. Let's go ahead and check out our upload button here just to show you what that looks like. So if you've got a great listing tour video, or you've got a listing presentation that you've tweaked, or you've started from scratch and you haven't used the KW International one, or you've got some scripts you want to share, or some objection handlers, or a really neat experience that you had with somebody, and you want to share that with the wider KW International community, this is the place to do that. So you click on your upload button. We're on our page here, and you're choosing, is this going to be a file that I'm uploading? So is it like a listing presentation, a document, a PowerPoint, something like that? Is this a video? You can share a video from other sites. So this actually has to have been uploaded to another site previously, so like YouTube or Vimeo or whatever. You're going to be sharing that on here onto KWConnect as well. Or is it a link? Are you sharing a link to an article that really impacted your business, something that helped you, get more clients, or something that was like, huh, that's interesting, or hey, I found this new tool, or something like that. You want to share that with other people. You would post the link to that, give it a title, a description, keywords and tags for people to search for to find your content. If you've got a thumbnail of what this is, so say it's like an app screenshot, or a screenshot of your video, or a screenshot of your template that you're uploading, you can do that there. And official content can't re-report it. I'm not sure why this option is available here. Generally, you're just going to want to use general user content. That may not even be an option for most agents to choose official. Not sure why Scott has that option. And then if you're a member of any groups, you can decide, choose which groups to share it with. Labs, Technology Ambassador, Community. If it's visible only to that selected group. And then, is this published? Is it public? Do you want this to be able to be displayed on the homepage? And then do you want to notify people that are following you? Now, speaking of following, I think I forgot to cover that last time. Let's go back to our homepage here. And we're going to find Jason Keating. I have no idea who this is, but we're going to click on Jason Keating here. This is his profile. If I were looking for him for referrals, or I wanted to look at his content, let's see what he's uploaded here. It looks like he's just got this one video. We've been saying that we really wanted to develop our online whatever. So say I really liked Jason's content and I wanted to be notified every time he uploaded a new template or a video or a link or something like that. I would just click on this follow button here. And that means that I'll get an email whenever he uploads content like we just did. So I'm going to unfollow him. Scott probably doesn't actually want to follow him. And then you can also gain followers if you're uploading great content. It's very similar to YouTube, but it's just for KW agents. So looks like we're right at time for the class, but we do have definitely some time for questions. If there's anything I missed or that you're unclear on, or I didn't explain very well, or I forgot to click on, or I said I was going to cover and I didn't cover, that does happen. Definitely shoot me a message here in the chat window. Let me go ahead and send a message there. There we go. Last call for questions. Don't be shy. If you have a question, odds are somebody else has the same question. And there have been a number of times in classes where I've been teaching and someone has a question and I'm like, I never thought of that, but that's really important and I'm glad you asked that. So definitely send over any questions that you have so that I can answer those if you have them. And if there aren't any questions, but you think of something later, something that wasn't covered, something that wasn't clear, definitely shoot us an email at support@scottleroymarketing.com so that we can get that answered for you if we can. And I'll get it added to the list to cover next time we do this class. We're going to be doing this probably again next month. Let me actually just go over to the calendar. There we go. So this is June. In July, we're going to be doing this class on Wednesday. Oh, it looks like we're not doing this class. It looks like, oh, because next week is the 4th. We're not going to be having a class on the 4th, right? 4th is Wednesday, isn't it? Yep, 4th is Wednesday, so KW is closed. We're not going to be having any classes, so it looks like we're not doing this class next month. But definitely catch me for Kelly and referrals on the 25th. We go over using the Kelly app and using the referral section in KWConnect. Last call for questions. If I don't get anything in about the next 10 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording, and everybody have a great weekend, or a great week. It's only Wednesday.